Welcome back to Syracuse Aviation, everyone. Before we get started, make sure you guys like the video down below and subscribe to the channel. Really would appreciate it. It helps me out a lot so I can continue to make these videos for you guys. So today I have the first Fort Myers update in quite a long time. I don't know when the last one was. It's been at least 2 years, if I remember correctly. Maybe closer to, actually no, it is closer to 2 years. Not quite, but very, very close, which is just crazy. So Fort Myers, I've done quite a disservice to because of that. It's like my favorite airport in the world, my favorite city in the world. If you guys know, Sanibel Island is very close by. It's my favorite place to be. At any rate, I digress, as per usual. So I would like to continue to do these Fort Myers updates. The problem is I'm going to college in 14 days, so I can't take my whole fleet with me. I can't take this whole board. It's just too big. It would be too much work. I have other important things I need to take. But I'm going to try to do these updates every time I come home. Maybe pre-record them or whatever. I like to film them as the airport is growing because the information I have in the updates is more up to date. So I'm going to try my best. They're not going to be monthly, but I'm trying to bring Fort Myers back. It's just one of the assets on the channel that I absolutely love and really missed it. So today we're going to get started at Concourse B, I think, which is usually how I started. Fort Myers has mainly stayed the same. You've just had, more flights added, more capacity. Hurricane Ian really screwed it up. The area is starting to, it's been recovering. People are starting to come back, and the airport is stronger than it ever was. If I remember the previous statistics, they're doing much better now, which is very good. So Frontier, what I've seen, this time of year, obviously you're going to have less routes, so there's not going to be Syracuse, all the New York airports, and really all the other airports Frontier flies to from here. So what I've seen in the schedule is Philadelphia, Dallas, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. So today I just have 2 Frontier aircraft because, that's all I have in my fleet. Hopefully that changes soon. NG models, if you guys are watching, get on it. I doubt they're watching, but who cares? Bravo 5 here, this corner gate. We have Griswold the Bear on this A320 CO. I believe this is retired. If not, it's in storage somewhere, but they repainted Grizz onto a 320 Neo. And this aircraft I haven't seen flying for a while, so you can call it the Neo, or you can pretend it's a different animal, like Sammy the Squirrel or Hugh the Manatee or what have you. Any of those 320s. This guy's going to be heading to Cincinnati today. And next to that at B7 is Georgia the Painted Bunting. This aircraft is obviously still active. Beautiful aircraft. I love the tail. This guy's going to be doing a flight to Cleveland. B10 has been empty. I don't know who parks here. If anyone does, maybe it's just overflow. But I haven't seen anyone on the schedule use this gate. And next up we have our southwest section. This view is much better here. So here at gate B8 is the Southwest 737-700 in the heart colors with splits. This guy's going to be making a flight down to, up to Atlanta today. Bravo 6 is currently housing the Southwest 737 MAX 8, one of 3. This guy's heading to Nashville. Docked up at B4 is the 737 MAX 8 heading to Indianapolis today. And the last MAX 8 is loading up for Columbus. Alright, here we are at Concourse C now. The last time I tried to do this, I messed up. I called the Southwest Concourse Concourse A, even though it's Concourse B. I keep forgetting that there's not actually a Concourse A. I think they're actually in the process of building one. They're in the middle of an expansion, as I might have mentioned earlier, I can't remember. But this is Concourse C, which is that middle pier that sticks out, houses United and Delta. At least that's what I have represented today. Because of the expansion, we have, actually the 717 doesn't belong in here, sorry. I was just messing around earlier. Because of this expansion here, they're doing a bunch of work, kind of bumping out the terminal in the checkpoint area, and it's going to stick out this way. So these 2 gates, C1 and C2 are not able to be used, so everything is at the further gates, which is fine, not a huge deal. So let's get started with the United 737 MAX 9 at gate C3. This guy's going to be doing a flight today out to Washington Dulles. At C5, we have a Evo Blue 737-900 with service to Denver today. And lastly, for United, we have a Evo Blue 737-900 again. This one with service to Houston IAH. So I bought a United A321neo in the hopes that I'd be able to use it here. I thought they were flying those from Chicago or Houston or some destination. I didn't see it on the schedule. It might be a seasonal thing, that's what I'm assuming, or maybe it hasn't even started yet, but I'll definitely be keeping tabs on that to make sure I can include that aircraft at some point in the future. So just the 3 737s here today, which, you know, not too bad. I probably could have squeezed in one more somewhere if I wanted to, but it's pretty tough. As we see with the Delta section, I had to redo this layout a bunch because I wanted to include certain aircraft. I wanted to include 2 737-800s as well as Atlanta, and it's kind of like just a big shuffled chess match of, you know, trying to figure out how you can include all these aircraft while having the gates correct. So at gate, let's see, C9 is the SkyTeam 737-800 for Delta Airlines, of course, with service to Cincinnati. C8 is housing the Delta 752. This is the beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, amazing new Gemini release. This is really, really good. I absolutely love this model. Generation 2, as you can see, without winglets. Of course, heading out to Atlanta today, which I've been seeing a lot of 737-900s in Atlanta. I'm assuming just, you know, the summer months, a lot of those frequencies are being downgraded slightly, which is not a huge deal. The 737-900 is still a pretty good, you know, solid plane to fly to Atlanta. And they still have a few 75s a day, this is just really awesome to see. Let's see, Charlie 6 housing the A321 with service to Detroit. I believe I've seen just A321s to Detroit, as well as Minneapolis, St. Paul. So if you wanted, you could send us to Minneapolis, but I think the only time I saw 321 at Charlie 6 was to Detroit, so we're going to send them to Detroit today. And the last Delta aircraft for today's Fort Myers update is the 737-800 with splits, heading to Boston from gate Charlie 4. Getting into the last bit of today's Fort Myers update, we have Concourse D finally, so that's American, Breeze, Spirit, JetBlue. There might be some others, Avelo, maybe. Some of the airlines I couldn't find on Flight Radar. I'm sure I could find it if I looked a little bit harder, so that's on me, but sometimes Flight Radar doesn't show the gates, so. We're going to start down there at the end with the American 737-800 at D1 with service to Philadelphia. Got an American 319 here at D3 with service to DCA. A American 737-800 with service to Chicago O'Hare out of D5. And then at D7 we have a Breeze A220-300 with service to Windsor Locks. Across the terminal at, what gate is this? This is supposed to be, this is a 220, but I have it written down as a A320. So this is obviously it's an A220. We're going to send them to JFK at gate D8. And then at D6 is the Spotlight A320 with fence tips. I could have done the new livery JetBlue for this one. I figured though, since this is one of the since this is the first Fort Myers update in a long time, I might as well try to get the older aircraft in here before they're all repainted. It's going to be a while, but you know, I just figured it would be nice to have this. It looks really cool too. This 320 is going to be doing a flight out to White Plains today. And then the last aircraft for today's Fort Myers update is the Spirit A320 at gate D4. This is filling in for an A321 to Atlantic City, which is flown alongside Chicago O'Hare and Detroit for Spirit, and there may be a couple more, but this is all I saw on the schedule, which is I think one daily for each of them on the 321. That's all they fly here, at least at this point in the year. So filling in for a 321 of service to Atlantic City today. So that'll do it for today's Fort Myers update. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I know the circumstances weren't necessarily ideal, but we're gonna make do with what we have, and this is what we were able to put together. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to get one Fort Myers update out before I go to college, to at least let you guys know that I do still plan to do Fort Myers, and it is still, I have the aircraft for it for the most part. There's a few internationals I'd like to get, you know, Eurowings, and a couple domestic, Avelo, Sun Country, stuff like that. I'm trying my best. I might end up actually designing the airport, you know, the terminal in my 3D printing software. I might have it printed out at some point if I get it all done and I have a way to. I'd love to. Right now I'm actually in the middle of having my Syracuse printed out from a friend. So if he's up for it, maybe I'll have him do Fort Myers for us, and then we can get Fort Myers underway to a more serious level. But this is what we've done. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, just at least excuse me, letting you guys know that I am still involved with, you know, doing Fort Myers, and very interested in this airport. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's Fort Myers update. If you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.